Hello guys, and welcome to a new Wargame video today by me, Vulcan. Today I am playing on Copenhagen with a Canadian deck, and well, that's exactly what I promised, so that's what I'm doing. If you guys have any suggestions for what you want me to do on the next video, please leave them in the comments and I'll try and do them in order of the people who asked for them. The one after this will probably be a US deck, because I believe that's the next one people have asked for. So here we go, laying out the Grizzly CPs, going to take Juliet and Hotel, and I'm going to support them with some ADATs, which I have on my deck, and also I have the blowpipes, which I'm going to use to defend this CV, although the blowpipes are absolutely crap. And I'm going to get some recon in the form of the CH-136 and a few ferrets. Love these little ferrets, they're tiny vehicles, look how small they are. Absolutely brilliant though. And I'm going to get some Vandus in helicopters to basically send towards Kilo and take this village possibly, or if not this village. I'm going to send 4 squads over here and 4 squads over here and basically stop them from capturing Kilo. Then I will send some support units, some vehicles in the form of M151A to tows with the Grizzly CP. Take 3 of them, and I'll also put a couple of Tuas there, really brilliant tanks. Or they're basically APCs with ATGMs mounted on them, sorry. And I'm also going to get a couple of tanks just in case I need the support to defend my CV at the beginning of the game. And finally, I think I might just leave the rest for now. So there we go, that's about it. I've got Hornets on my deck as my aircraft, but I'm ready now, so let's get this show on the road. So ADATs are probably one of the most overpowered air units or anti-air units, and the Tuas are probably one of the most overpowered ATGM units in the game, so we'll see how they play out in this particular battle. I've also got access to these Vandus. I think Vandus are pretty good, and I will be seeing how they perform today. So hopefully this recon will be enough to spread out on the left side. I'm basically going to select all this and right click over near the top of Juliet and then see where we go from there. Now hopefully Vompo can hold his own in the middle here, and we've got what looks like Compo going to the right side. So I'm basically microing the rest of the units now. Going to get the M35s with the blowpipes into these buildings here to defend it there. Hopefully these CH-118s will get to their positions before they notice. Unfortunately, it looks like we've got Strellas firing at us. That is not good. Losing a few helicopters here and there. Spreading out my Vandus everywhere. Fortunately, the Vandu squads haven't been destroyed, but it's going to put a damper on my entire force. So I'm going to split up these ferrets, and I'm going to start placing them around the battlefield. I've got my Grizzly going to Juliet. I'm going to split these blowpipes and spread them out in these buildings. And I've got to unload these units into the towns here. Now hopefully I'll be able to run these in time to the houses before they get killed by anything else. Moving the ferret up to the edge of this low cover here. Need to get in an extra few units to protect this left side, or we're just going to get overrun completely. So I'm going to bring in some Canadian rifles, I think, to hold down that side. It's got T-34-85s rushing us. Going to bring around the M113-2ers to this tree line with the recon. The ADATs can follow up behind. And the Leopard C1s can also go there to help out. And on this left side I'm going to bring in some Pathfinders. It looks like Campo with his M11 or M1IP Abrams and the Leopard 1A4s is doing well to take out a lot of these T-34-85s. Harrier coming in here to drop some bombs onto these ones in the middle. That'll probably do quite a lot of damage. It's a little bit of lag in this game, unfortunately. Hopefully these tours can take out these T-72s before getting themselves taken out. Going to have to get rid of this one before it gets killed. Send forward the Leopard C1s to take care of those Conquer squads. Get the ferret forwards to spot it and use attack move to hit the front of the forest there. Also need to get these M151A2 toes forwards as well. Now Conquer squads like this are something I have to worry about because unfortunately it can't be fired upon by my ATGMs, so I have to take them out with tanks, which is where these Leopard C1s come in handy. Now I managed to take out one squad there. I'm going to continue to push forwards. And luckily, because this ferret's so small, can hide in these tiny little hedgerows, and it's just such a brilliant unit. Over here looks like I've spotted a unit, so bringing in a Hornet to take care of this. An MI4AVPK before he can do anything about it. So we go, here comes the Hornet, and he just dropped bombs on it. There we go, and that's a very dead command helicopter. T-64's coming in. Going to have to get my Vandys into the town. Hopefully this C1 can deal. Nope, unfortunately not. Okay, well he managed to bring in T-64s, and that's all he needed to do really with those units, with that CV, to get his tanks in. Come on Vandys, they need to... they didn't get into their positions properly. That is a shame. Okay, gonna have to get the CH118 out of there and then get these M151A2 toes into position to fire upon these T-64s. So I'm going to split them. He's got no AA cover or air cover, I believe. So I'm going to have a whale of a time with these guys. And I'm just going to be able to pop them all with these ATGMs. Unfortunately the game's running a little bit slow. Not too much of an issue though, as long as my ADATs get into position and start sniping out these T-64s. Unfortunately I just lost one of my ADATs. ADATs are brilliant because they can fire against both air units and ground units. These M151A2 toes though aren't doing great. I'm going to have to treat these before they get annihilated. So I'm going to bring in my Hornet to shoot down this MI4, and then I can use the cluster bombs to attack his ground forces there. His Conquer squads got taken out by my Vandus. I'm going to drop the cluster bombs, and then this guy's going to evac, and hopefully I can take out a few of his T-64s on the left side there. Now thankfully Vompo reminded me that I had brought in some Canadian rifles on the right side here, so I'm going to attack move them forwards, and hopefully I can deal with these motor strelky nice and quick. There we go. I did lose one M113 which is not good. Thanks to Vompo for reminding me that I had some units there. Going to bring in a Grizzly CP to reinforce the sector, and I'm going to bring in a couple of Pathfinders to provide some recon, and I'm going to bring in some more ADATs for air cover and also ground cover, because they can fire at both. I think they're the only ATGM unit that can fire at both, which is brilliant. It's just, they're just the best units that you can think of. It's just amazing. Now this guy is probably going to be able to take out these 4 tanks, hopefully. Going to use the 2er to fire at the TATU to stun it, because that's the only one accurate enough to deal damage. There we go, there goes the TATU. Thank God. Gonna move the ADATs forwards to take out that last tank. Now with the motor strelky gone on this side, I can actually start to move the Canadian rifles forwards, along with the M113s as close fire support. Looks like we're doing well to push through here. Looks like Vompo's spamming out the Royal Marines to take over the centre sectors here. There goes the last tank on the left. The Royal Marines are really good because they have their like CQC machine guns. Unfortunately I can't. There we go. The Bren L4, the CQC machine gun, and because they're Royal Marines, they're elite units and they have the double rate of fire. And these Reamers that he's also using are taking on the motor strelky that haven't taken up positions in this town. He's retreated his Reamer. I'll bring up my own units to help out, and I'm going to retreat my men in the meantime, while a very, very accurate shot came in and took out one of my ADATs, which is not cool. Unfortunately I just lost sight, there it is, of the MI4. Now hopefully this Hornet can take him out. As soon as he does, there we go, I'm going to tell him to evac. Very, very awesome playing that. Now there's the T-64s that I was missing earlier. Going to get these M35 cargoes to move into the forest to resupply these guys, and I'm actually going to bring up another ADATs to join that little squad there. Now it looks like my 4 Canadian rifles have moved up into this building, so I'm going to continue to move them forwards to help out Vompo pushing through the city. Going to unload these Pathfinders. We've got good information about the stuff on the right side here. Hopefully Vompo's men can take care of these Mi-17s, or at least until my Canadian rifles can get into cover. My Vandus here are doing well to take out the BMP-3s with their squads of motor strelky there. My M35 cargoes have already been used up. Going to bring in the Hornet again to cluster bomb these BMP3s, and I'm also going to get another Hornet to cluster bomb these T-64As. Hopefully you won't get shot down by that book. That is a successful mission there, and the Hornet got away. Hopefully this one can do the same. There we go, there goes a couple of T-64As. I'll probably have to bring in another one shortly to take care of the last one.
The enemy is in range, so are we.
So moving forwards into this place now. Looks like there's a dead MiG lying on the ground in the middle of these buildings. Gonna have to retreat these guys because unfortunately the T-72s are going to just pound onto them otherwise. There we go, and then I can retreat them further until I get the correct support from the left side to help me out. So that includes my ADATs and my TUAs that I'm talking about. I'm going to bring the TUA over to the right side here to take care of this UAZ, blind him, and then I can finally move forwards the rest of my units. In the meantime, I'm going to bring forwards another couple of ferrets, incredibly useful recon units. It looks like Vompo's doing a deadly job in the middle here of overwhelming the enemy in the center sectors. Now if we could spot the AA in this sector, it might be worth taking out this MI-4A. These ATGM Milans by Campo are doing a good job taking out some of these units, which will allow him to get into range and actually shoot at that helicopter on the ground there. Looks like my TOW did do a good job of taking care of the recon. Unfortunately got himself killed, but my ITO's only worth 20 points and his recon's worth 30, so I actually made a little bit of points on that. Going to bring in another couple anyway, and I'm going to begin to push forwards the Pathfinders, and I'll back them up with the TUA once they get close. Actually, I might not do that because I'll use my TUA to take care of these BTRs, and then I'll push forwards the Pathfinders, because otherwise his Conquer squads are going to kill my TUA. So I just about managed to time that right there by microing the TUA backwards when he fired his ATGMs, and the reason they missed was because they actually went out of line of sight. So just reverse it, and hopefully, there we go, it misses because it lost tracking. I can move these Pathfinders over to the left side and then move them into the forest from that side, and they'll be able to take care of both of those Conquer squads very, very easily. So you can see these ferrets, because they're so small, they can hide in bushes like that. It's just like tall grass. It's just crazy. Okay, well there's still some points to be had over here, so I'm just going to finish them off with cluster bombs. And it looks like I just got a little bit of information there from Friendly Fire, just mentioning about how the Swedish ATGMs have been moved to prototype in the latest patch, and now you have to play a Swedish specific deck to get hold of their ATGM units. You can see here they are withdrawing their Conquerors squads when my Pathfinders have finally got into range. Now I'm moving my Pathfinders round at the moment to get into the forest from this side, so that the line of sight's blocked from these motor Strelki, which are in heavy cover. And then I can get them into the trees to take care of these Conquer squads. I'm going to use an attack move command to just micro them forwards, and hopefully if they bump into these APCs, they'll be able to take them out with their M72, which they just did there. And it looks like Vompo's done well to move up on this side, and I'm going to continue to move my Canadian rifles up in the forest on the left, and I'm going to continue to move forwards the Canadian rifles I have at the back. So you can see my Pathfinders. I believe these are also elite units, chasing after the Conqueror squads. It's going to die very, very quickly. There we go. And then I'm going to have to get them out of the way of these Motorstrauki before they get churned to pieces. Unfortunately, they've been stunned, and it looks like I might actually lose them. Nope, one guy got away. Okay, that's fine. Artillery incoming just for that Pathfinder squad. And I'm going to try... We've got 2 books here, and I know that their command vehicle is just here, which is kind of annoying. If I could take care of those 2 books, then I'd be well on my way to killing that command vehicle. So I'm going to begin to bring over my CH-136. Looks like I've spotted one more T-64A on the left here. I'm just going to take that out with a Hornet so that I don't have to worry about it. And then I can move the rest of my ATGMs over to the center now to help out. I'm also going to bring in some artillery now. I'm not a fan of artillery, but I'm going to bring some in anyway. And then I can use that to artillery and smoke and so on. So with Campo moving forwards his troops, I'm going to move forward my Canadian rifles with him. And hopefully when they get into this complex they can take it over and have a close quarters combat battle with the Motorstrauki. Unfortunately the Canadian rifles aren't the best close quarters troops, but they will match the Motorstrauki very well at close quarters anyway. Now getting these Abrams so close is very, very risky for him, but it looks like it's just about paid off, and we've cleared out the sector there. I'm going to send my Pathfinders, or my last Pathfinder, to go and sit in that building now. With that taken over, it actually allows me to move my toes forwards, and the ADATs. Vompo's done a brilliant job of taking over this town. The Royal Marines have just steamrolled over the enemy. And hopefully if we can take care of these books, that will be the last of their troops dead. So I'm going to continue pressing forwards with my own troops. Actually going to keep this Pathfinder in these buildings here so that it provides recon on the left side. I'm going to move my command or my recon helicopter over to that side so they don't sneak round any command helicopters, and I'm going to begin to move forwards my ferret recons as well. So here you can see my ADATs are firing towards what seems to be their helicopters at the moment. Unfortunately missing quite a lot. I'm going to bring in a couple of CH-147s to provide resupply quickly to my ATGMs.
The enemy is in range, so are we.
This ADAT's on the left here has got a nice shot onto this Conquers. That's dead. The ADATs are just so good because they have 9 accuracy, they have 25 AP power, and they have 5 HE power for taking out air units. They have a range versus ground, helicopters and airplanes. They can shoot all 3. Just absolutely brilliant. You have to have a Canadian specific deck to use them though, because they are a prototype unit. I'm basically playing a Canadian deck with no bonuses to get the units that I have. If you have any bonuses like a category B deck or a category C deck, then you won't be able to pick up the ADATs as easily. And you have to play without the categories to access them. because they are very, very modern units. And War Mirror is asking, will this video go on YouTube? Well, you're watching it, so it obviously has been.
Waiting for your orders, sir. Anything for us, sir?
So you can see my ADATs being resupplied. They have 8 missiles each. I'm going to slowly move them forwards, hopefully with some recon. Got these 2 ferrets here. And with them moving forwards, I'll be able to move my ADATs forwards and snipe out the rest of these units, including the TATUs. Just trying to find little hedges for these guys to sit in. So you can see the TATUs taking hits straight in the front from my ADATs. And that's 1 TATU down. These ADATs are so powerful, it's ridiculous. It's actually mental how good these ATGMs are. In Wargame European Escalation, it used to be favoured towards the Pact, the ATGMs, but now on NATO, it seems these ADATs are just brilliant. See this TATU's down to 2 hit points. One of my ADATs has been destroyed. Unfortunately, the Conkers I can't take care of, so I'm going to have to be very careful and reverse these guys before they get destroyed. I've already lost 2. The toes I don't really care about. Oh, and there goes 3 ADATs. That is not very nice. Well, there we go. And I've also got the artillery back at base, but I'm not sure that will be too effective against these Conkers, but we'll see. What building are they in? They're in there. So let's go and take them out. Actually, looks like they're being bombed. Okay, well, they're dead. And these Conkers are in that building there, so I'm going to fire at them. It looks like there's a couple of Strela M10 or 10Ms there. I'm going to actually bring in my air forces because it looks like I could there, and there's a chance that there's a command vehicle somewhere around here. The enemy trying to drag out this game at the moment. A Hornet being hit by a missile there. Unfortunately, my cluster bombs took him out. We'll see if these guys can take out any more troops. Looks like more Ural cargoes are moving forwards on the left. So, going to try and anticipate their movement. Unfortunately, didn't quite hit them. Took out 15 points worth there.
What can the infantry do for you, sir?
But we're just spraying them with air units now. We've got 7,359 points to their 2,744. I still haven't unloaded these blowpipes at this base here. It hasn't really mattered throughout the game because it's never really been under threat. Well, looks like we're taking out the rest of these units gradually. And I'm going to move fast these cargoes back towards them that they've just given to me. And in comes Campo's Cobras. See what they can do. Fortunately, one's already been shot down, but these AMX-13 Harpons are trying to do their best against these T-72B1s. I still have access to tons of tanks, so I may as well bring in a few here and there. And I'm going to bring in a recon unit on the right side to spot the last command vehicle unless they have more than one in that sector. Push forwards this. I'm going to move forwards this recon helicopter, and I'm going to move forwards these cars. We've only got a little bit of points to go now. Got a SPW-50PU showing itself on the right side here. And I'm going to send my Hornet to try and take that out. And with that dying, I will hopefully be able to win the game. There we go. Looks like the A10 took that out instead. So there we go. Kills 8,050 to 3,154. I got 2,258 kills to 970 losses, but MVP easily goes to Vompo with 2,928 kills to 1,169 losses. Very, very good game. Gonna thank everyone for playing, and that is it for today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.